Like this idea of, preparing for community strength. So these guys go all over the place, and it's a real honor to have them here. This is Sakura, and Darius, and C. So let's welcome them in a good way.
All right. Thanks so much for having us here. It's really an honor to be here. And I'm with the Beehive Design Collective. And so what we do, you can kind of see behind me here, we create these really intricate, metaphor-rich graphics that become the centerpiece of educational campaigns. So there's a story embedded in this graphic. And I'm traveling with these two hip-hoppers, Test Their Logic, and they did a show last night at the bar in town. And we kind of combine our storytelling with spoken word, a cappella versions of their hip-hop songs, to kind of emphasize the lessons of these stories. So, and we also wanted to say that we come, most of the time, we live in a shared territory of Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Huron-Wendat. It's the land of the one dish, one spoon treaty. Has anyone ever heard of that before? It's also a dish with one spoon. Anyways, I just think it's a really beautiful treaty. It's a treaty made between the Haudenosaunee and the Anishinaabe. And the agreement is to treat the land like it's one dish, right? One bowl. And the agreement is to only take what you need. And that's how you can live together. Because this one dish has to go around to everybody and feed everybody. And I think it's really beautiful to look at that wisdom. And when you look at this piece, reflect on how far away we've come from that wisdom. So what we're looking at here in the center is where we're at today. It's this mindset or paradigm of extreme extraction. This piece is called The True Cost of Coal, and it's about mountaintop removal coal mining in Appalachia, a type of mining where they blow off the tops of mountains, dump the waste in the streams, and then just scrape it for what they want out of those mountains, which is the coal. Now, this project took about 3.5 years to create, this art piece, and we started with a 6-week tour of Appalachia. And when we were there, we spoke to a Cherokee elder. And one of the things they told us was kind of a flip up on what we had always understood this knowledge of the 7 generations, right? I always thought of it as 7 generations ahead, and that's what you have to plan based on thinking about people 7 generations ahead. Well, the Cherokee people, they put themselves in the center of that 7 generations, looking at 3 generations in the past and 3 generations in the future. And so that was an inspiration for how we modeled this graphic. And so in the center here is current day mountaintop removal coal mining. From the impacts on the ground to the big picture impacts, right? But we have to ask the question, how did we get here? And our story starts in the ancient marshlands of Appalachia with the creation of coal. This was before anaerobic bacteria existed. So this plant matter, the ancestors of the ferns and the horsetails, weren't allowed to fully decompose. And instead they were compressed through time, such that every time you burn a piece of coal, it's like burning 10,000 years of photosynthesis in an instant. Now this was about 200 million years ago. And as we go up through this timeline, we can start to see the lives of the original peoples of the region, which were the Cherokee people. But then up here, we can start to see these birds flying in. And these are starling birds, also known as European starlings. Has anyone ever heard of that bird before? Yeah. What do you guys know about that bird? They attack other nests, right? So this is why we thought it was an apt metaphor for colonization. Someone in the back? Does anyone know anything else about starlings? Yeah.
They're incredibly invasive.
Yeah, they're incredibly invasive. And in fact, sometimes they swarm, and if you're looking at them from a distance, you think you're looking at this swarm of insects. So they travel in great numbers. So we took this starling as a metaphor for colonization. And over here, we can see some of the more benign aspects of settling. The starlings are bringing their young, culture and music, their wheat and farming techniques. This one's bringing religion, and this one has chains around its legs to represent that many of the settlers were also escaping oppression and oppressive situations. But here we can see the more violent aspects of this colonization. The deliberate spread of the smallpox virus. Here, the starlings are doing what they're known for and taking the nests. And this one is taking the children. Now, as we go down, we can start to see the story of the forced removal of the Cherokee people. So we see this hound dog here, and it's tearing up this treaty. And that's exactly what the state of Georgia did. They decided that they were going to extinguish Cherokee law and give away Cherokee land in a lottery. Now the Cherokee people were like, you can't do that. Even according to your own white man's law, that's illegal. We have treaties with the US government. And so here you can see they're asserting their treaties, petitioning the government, and Cherokee versus Georgia. This is a reference to the fact that the Cherokee brought the state of Georgia all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States. Now the courts were very racist at that time. Yeah. Anyways, but in a non-precedent setting case, like it was overturned later when it was too late, right? Kind of like the sorries that we get today. The Cherokee lost their case in the Supreme Court. And here we have a salamander, and it has this newspaper on it. Now, has anyone ever heard of a famous Cherokee named Sequoia? Yeah. Do you know anything about Sequoia? There we go. Damn. You would not believe how many people have been like, I've heard of him, but I don't know what he did.
We didn't hear that back.
Is that the tree?
We created the alphabet for the Cherokee language.
Yes, we invented this written language. And it was like an alphabet, but it wasn't quite an alphabet. It was called a syllabary. And it's much like an alphabet in the sense it's a symbol system, but each symbol represents a sound. Whereas in an alphabet, lots of times you put two together to make a sound, right? And he tried to make a character for every single word in the Cherokee language, but that quickly became way too many symbols. And so he invented this 83-character syllabary. And what we see right here is 4 characters of his syllabary. Now, Sequoia wanted to teach everyone this written language, but no one really wanted to learn this language. They're like, that's nice, you're really geeky, but I don't want to learn your language. And so he taught it to his daughter. And pretty soon, him and his daughter were both accused of witchcraft, right? Because they were able to communicate without, talking to each other. And so the Cherokee leadership brought them in and put them in separate rooms where they were able to demonstrate that it was this written language instead. And then the Cherokee Nation adopted this and taught it to these warriors that spread it all around the nation. And within months, the Cherokee Nation had higher literacy rates than the surrounding populations. And they had this newspaper. It was bilingual in both Cherokee and English, called the Cherokee Phoenix. And they used this newspaper to transmit the news of their struggle against forced relocation. But when Andrew Jackson came into power, he's actually on the $20 bill, but in the United States, but there's this movement to get him removed, because this guy was not a good guy at all. And he forcefully removed not only the Cherokee Nation, but also every nation on that side of the Mississippi. It was known as the Trail of Tears.
Women homicide, missing murder multiplied. Occupy, fortified, colonize the treaty sign. Telling lies, nullified, stealing land for dollar signs. Native people put inside, residential terrorized. Language took, fall in line, intensified, infanticide. Maple leaf stars that strikes, man, there's no goddamn pride. Bloodstained, grief soaked, history been sanitized. Horrified, homogenized, real story horrifying. Ethnic cleansing organized, government the mastermind. To this day the traumatized, still living right beside. Logging roads and diamond mines, history intertwined. Present day not fossilized, still the roots are compromised. How many recognize the land we on is stolen? Now check the sky flying, Condor Eagle prophesied. 7th generation fire coming revitalized. Protect Mother Earth, don't settle for less. This is Turtle Island, don't you ever forget. We got one planet, let's protect what's left. This is Turtle Island, don't you ever forget. Said this ain't Canada, this ain't the US. This is Turtle Island, don't you ever forget. Rise up to the colonizer, settle the debt. This is Turtle Island, don't you ever forget. Yo, community, or we're gonna or some poetry. If there's hip-hop artists or poets in the crowd, we can do some of that work together after lunch. And so yeah, let's do everything we can to close this ugly chapter in human history, right? Because this is like Sakura said, this is only 250, 300 years of really violent and horrible decisions being imposed on all of us. So let's close this together and let's dream and let's see a beautiful future together.
And just like we have the power to dream for our own lives, we have the power to dream for our collective lives as well, the collective future.
right.
So we're all powerful beings, and we can dream. When we dream together, we come together, we can create that future, and we hold that future in our hearts every day, and how we relate to each other every moment.
It ain't Canada, it's Turtle Island, man, colonizers' nightmare. None of us are idling, no fear, blockades everywhere, defending our environment. Broken treaties means your lease is expiring. Code name, I am, flyer damn, the I am flags. Humanity unite, white, yellow, red, black. Mobbing in the malls, two-stepping round dance. Block the highway, block the train track. Take it all back, cause the queen just lied. Treaties got signed with a devil in disguise. Sand stuff the land, put poison in the skies. Jammed up the rivers to power the minds. Sent to police, kidnapped every child, so evil, so vile. Have the nerve to say leave the past behind. It's mass genocide and it's by design. It's to kill them and kill the Indian in them. A dark destiny that's still manifesting. Stop these developments, it's ethnic cleansing. Stop the lies and denials and pretending. All people unite as brethren and sistren. Let's threaten the system, reclaim the connection to land that we're missing. Defending Turtle Island for grandchildren. Protect Mother Earth, don't settle for less. This is Turtle Island, don't you ever forget. So we got one planet, let's protect what's left. This is Turtle Island, don't you ever forget. Said this ain't Canada, this ain't the US. This is Turtle Island, don't you ever forget. Rise up to the colonizer, settle the debt. This is Turtle Island, don't you ever forget.
Don't you ever forget.
Don't you ever forget.